watching you.
I'm watching you too, Laura. You're right in front of me.
Kicking off our list at number 5 is a show for all you fans of classic gothic horror, Penny Dreadful. Set in a dark and grimy Victorian London, this series is like The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen if it were a full-blown, brooding horror show. It pulls together legendary literary figures like Dr. Frankenstein, Dorian Gray, and characters from Dracula into one interconnected, nightmarish universe. The story centers on Vanessa Ives, played by the absolutely phenomenal Eva Green, who's tormented by some seriously dark supernatural forces. She teams up with an explorer played by Timothy Dalton and a sharpshooting American Josh Hartnett to battle monsters, both on the streets and within themselves.
There will be curses. There will be demons. There will be monsters.
Now, I gotta say, the atmosphere in this show is top-notch. The production design is stunningly immersive, and the performances are killer, especially Eva Green, who just steals every single scene she's in. That said, you gotta be prepared for some melodrama. It leans heavily into its gothic roots, and sometimes the plot gets a little over the top in its quest for shock value, relying on some familiar genre tropes. But if you're looking for a series that blends psychological depth with classic monster movie fun and isn't afraid to get dark, Penny Dreadful is an absolute banger. Coming in next is a crime drama that will crawl under your skin and stay there. The Fall. This isn't your typical fast-paced police procedural. Set in Belfast, this series is a slow-burn psychological cat-and-mouse game between a brilliant, methodical detective, Stella Gibson, and a chillingly ordinary family man who moonlights as a serial killer, Paul Spector, played by a pre-50 Shades Jamie Dornan. What makes this show a total gem is its unhurried, meticulous pacing. It's less about the what and more about the why, diving deep into the psychology of both the hunter and the hunted.
Do you have any idea of the effect you have on men?
It thrills him to stalk these women,
Haven't you heard? There's a strangler on the prowl.
to break into their home. What could be more intimate than squeezing the life from another human being?
The performances here are just outstanding. Anderson is magnetic as the cool, collected Gibson, while Dornan delivers a truly terrifying performance as a predator, hiding in plain sight. The tension is palpable, building slowly over each episode until it's almost unbearable. Now, I'll warn you, the slow burn isn't a joke. The show's clinical, almost reserved approach might leave some viewers craving a bit more action and narrative urgency. It's definitely a show that demands your patience. But if you're a fan of cerebral, character-driven thrillers like Mindhunter or Silence of the Lambs, then The Fall is a must-watch. Alright, for my next pick, we've got a brand new Chinese language series for 2025 that has an absolutely wild premise, The Resurrected. Get this, 2 grieving mothers, whose daughters were victims of a massive telecommunication fraud scheme, decide to take justice into their own hands. They use a mysterious resurrection ritual to bring back the dead scam kingpin responsible, purely so they can enact their revenge. How insane is that? The series dives headfirst into their dark quest, exploring heavy themes of morality, justice, and just how far you'd go for the people you love.
这是您受的苦值多少钱？你的命值多少钱？
最期待的庆功时间来了！
The lead performances from Shu Qi and Sinjae Lee are powerful and anchor the show's intense emotional core. It's a dark, twisty thriller that feels a lot like some of the best Korean revenge dramas out there, like The Glory, but with this added supernatural layer. Now, here's the heads up. The narrative can get a bit convoluted. It plays with shifting timelines and complex character motivations, so you really have to pay attention. It's a puzzle box of a show, but if you're looking for a bold, ambitious, and genuinely unique crime thriller that will keep you guessing, The Resurrected is a fantastic and gripping ride. At our next pick, we're diving into some thought-provoking sci-fi with humans. Set in a parallel present, this British series explores a world where lifelike androids, known as synths, have become common household appliances. Think of it as a more grounded, family-focused version of Westworld, or an expanded take on the ideas in Ex Machina. The story kicks off when the Hawkins family buys a synth named Anita, and they quickly realize she's far more than just a machine. Her presence forces them, and us, to grapple with some huge questions about consciousness, identity, and what it truly means to be human.
We can't
keep insisting that they are just gadgets. They are more than that. We have made them more than that.
What I love about Humans is how it takes these big sci-fi concepts and makes them incredibly personal and relatable through the lens of a suburban family. The show is less about laser guns and more about the ethical and emotional fallout of creating artificial intelligence. It's smart, compelling, and full of heart. My only critique is that, at times, it does lean on some familiar sci-fi tropes you might have seen before, which can make certain plot points feel a little predictable. But that's a small gripe for a show that is so well written and superbly acted. If you're a fan of intelligent sci-fi that prioritizes ideas and character over spectacle, you absolutely have to check out Humans. And my final pick, one of the hottest new show you need to be watching, is the 2025 comedy drama Boots. Based on a true story, this series is unlike any military show you've ever seen. Set in the 1990s, when being gay was illegal in the US military, it follows Cameron Cope, a closeted gay teenager who, in a wild turn of events, joins the Marines with his straight best friend. The show follows their brutal, transformative, and often hilarious experience in boot camp as they try to find themselves and forge a friendship in an incredibly hostile environment.
What kind of man do you want to be?
Miles Heiser is fantastic as Cope, bringing a perfect mix of vulnerability and sharp wit to the role. The show does an incredible job of balancing its irreverent, laugh-out-loud humor with the very real and harsh realities of military life and homophobia at the time. Now, that tonal balancing act might not work for everyone. The rapid shifts from comedy to serious drama can be a bit jarring at times. But for me, that's what makes the show so brilliant and true to life. It's a coming-of-age story that's got a ton of heart, guts, and humor. It's fresh, it's bold, and it's easily one of the most original shows I've seen in a while. So there you have it, 5 absolute bangers on Netflix and Prime Video that you need to start watching tonight. What do you think of the list? Are there any other hot shows I missed? Let me know down in the comments. And if you found something new to watch, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another recommendation.